Hello friends, this is Caroline of Caroline's Plans. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new plan with me for this past week. I used this beautiful kit from Glam called Sunflower Soiree. I have been hoarding this kit for a very long time, intending to use it for the first week in August, this past week actually. And I just love the rich colors and the yellows and the greens and the summer vibe of this kit. I figured that this would be my last, exclusively summer vibe kit, so wanted to go out with a bang on this one. Here I'm just building my sidebar. I put the Fashion Girl on the upper left hand corner. She's just beautiful and I love it. And then as usual I'm putting in one of the 3 heart checklists to track the 3 things that I want to focus on for the week, which were reading, YouTube work, and relaxing. Unfortunately, no reading happened this week due to lots of other things going on, which I'll get into in a second. Underneath that first checklist, I put the 2 trackers to track me time or self-care and reading. And as you can see, I put in my small pink stickies to help me mark where I wanted to put things in both my sidebar and my full boxes and my bottom washi strips. This is my normal routine, and it just helps me to stay organized. I actually didn't have to use this method for my most recent base, the base for the week that we're in now, that you'll see next week. So yeah, I'm just putting in my grateful rounded half box to mark my favorite moment of the week. Above that is my weekly tracker where I track what I'm grateful for each day. And I put in that second 3 heart checklist to mark my focuses for the following week, which will be the same as this week. And then I had a little bit of extra room, so I put in a strip of the patterned side washi that I purchased as an add-on for this kit, to fill a little bit of the space at the bottom, and I actually wound up pulling in some of it in the spread just for some texture and variety. And now I'm putting in the first set of glitter headers as well as underlays, bougie underlays for this first row. These underlays are from a roll by Sticky Essentials. I just used the gold confetti variety, and here my tweezers I'm using are from Revlon, just a random pair that I had. I'm not as big a fan of these bougie underlay sort of tapes. These tapes I find don't come apart very easily. I don't find the perforation that separates each of the boxes to be very effective. It doesn't seem to work very well. And I wind up kind of if I try to tear along the perforation to get each box separated, it winds up tearing the next box in half, or tearing a piece off, if that makes sense. So these aren't my favorite. What I've done to be able to use the rest of this roll is cut each one individually apart with scissors, which is more time consuming, but I want to use up the roll. I think the Rose Colored Days tapes overlay, underlay, etc. tapes are better for this sort of thing. So I think I'll purchase from them going forward. I tried to when I was initially looking for bougie underlay tapes, but they were sold out of the generic confetti in the main foils. But I'm going to keep an eye out and wait for them to be back in stock. They might be now. I haven't checked in a while, but and here I'm just using my whiteout. It's just your basic Bic whiteout. It's not great. I don't think the color blends as nicely with the paper color as I would like. I think the Tombow one might be better. Let me know what you all recommend as far as both underlay tapes as well as whiteout. I loved some recommendations on brands that you're enjoying and that you've been using and finding works best for this paper. And here I'm just putting in the rest of that row as far as tapes and glitter headers goes. And I'm just adding my date covers to my date numbers, to my date covers. Throughout this spread, I'll be pulling in the Golden Hour foil binder bundle elements, also from Glam Planner. I had wanted to use the Golden Hour date dots for this spread, but I pulled these same date dots into my mystery spread from July. And they happened to unfortunately be a lot of the same numbers, so I wasn't able to use those, so I pulled in some leftover ones in a similar color that I had in my collection. They were definitely not my first choice, but they'll do. I thought the color was similar enough and matched well enough. I absolutely love the art and the vibe of this kit. It is just so summery, and I love the colors. Anytime that a kit uses yellow in this sort of muted, like buttery golden yellow, it just is beautiful to me. And I was really excited to use the Golden Hour foil binder bundle from Glam Planner because when it initially was released, I'm almost positive at the same time that in the same set of releases that this kit was released, the Sunflower Soiree kit. And Elle was saying that she thought that they would go well together and that she released them together. I'm pretty sure she said, intended to be used together, the Golden Hour foil binder bundle and this kit. So I purchased them both at the same time, and I found other uses for the foil binder bundle, but this spread was always the intended use for that bundle, so I'm so happy that I could pair these together, and they just came out beautiful. I did pull in, as you can see, other gold scripts and gold elements, but I was able to pull in some of the Golden Hour elements that you'll see in a minute, like the full box overlays, the confetti full box overlays from that bundle, which are beautiful. And I was able to pull in a few of the icons and an overlay for the glitter strip of bottom washi in the Golden Hour shade, which is it just really pulls everything together, and it's absolutely stunning. I think this spread is going to be one of my favorites for the entire year. I have how many times can I say this? I've been looking forward to using this kit for a very long time. So, as we're still laying down the base, and not quite ready to get to the day by day, I don't think I'm going to go through every single one of the stickers and scripts that I used in the day by day, just because I think it'll go by too fast for me to explain everything. So if you have any questions about where any of the specific stickers are from, or scripts or things like that, icons, things like that, please feel free to ask a question in the comments. I'd be happy to help you out. All of the shops, though, that I pulled from for the base as well as the day by day will be linked below, as always, as well as the tools and things that I've used to create the base of the spread will also be linked below. Here we're just putting down the triple layer bottom washi, and you saw that I had to kind of white out just a tiny smidge of the lines at the bottom, and here I'm whiting out the rest of the lines because this second strip of washi was lighter, so I didn't want the lines to show through. And then I'm layering the green glitter washi strip across the middle of those two, and then the golden hour overlay, glitter header overlay, glitter washi overlay, wow, will go over top of that. And here I'm just whiting out the edge of that line again. Elle did a whole video explaining how her kits, the old format, will fit into the new planner for this year, because the dimensions of the planner don't exactly line up in terms of the washi. As you saw, there's just a teeny tiny bit, the bottom washi is just a teeny tiny bit short to cover the bottom bar portion of the planner spread, so she recommended whiting out the edge of that section just to make things look a little cleaner and make sure that the lines don't show through on the edge of your bottom washi. Now I'm pulling in more elements from that foil binder bundle, the header overlays, and I did pull in a lot of the header overlays into my mystery spread from July. So what I did instead was for a lot of these, once I ran out of the full header size, I switched over and just used the half cut headers across the middle of the remaining glitter headers, if that makes sense. I figured it wouldn't make that big of a difference and it wouldn't really be that noticeable. I just wanted to make sure that each glitter header had at least a little bit of sparkle, so I think I definitely achieved that goal. And yeah, so I was able to solve the bottom washi issue, which was nice, and we are almost done with the glitter header overlays and almost ready to move into the day by day. So the main event, oh, there's that glitter washi overlay in case you're interested. I think it's beautiful. I love the multicolored shift that the golden hour gives when you flip it under the light a little bit. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And and here are the full box overlays. I used a variety of full box overlays. That one's from Glam Planner. The one over the Fashion Girl, I believe, is from Murdoch Talks, I think. The one over the double box is from the Golden Hour Foil Binder Bundle. And this one here is intended to cover a half box from that same bundle, but I thought it worked just fine to add a little bit of something to this box. And you'll see in a second the overlay that this one right here is from a freebie from Scribble Prints Co. I believe it is from Scribble Prints Co., but I believe it came on Kirsten's freebie that I got a while back. Yeah, so there's the base of the spread all done. And I'm just going to add some of the deco pieces. I do like to pull in the dot decos around the weekend banner. I think I saw Elle do this a few months back. I'm not sure if she's still doing it in her spreads, but I do like to utilize the dots that way to kind of decorate the weekend banner a little bit. And then I'll put some of the deco across the top of the spread just to fill in that space a little bit. You can also use a washi glitter overlay, the more narrow pieces of the washi glitter overlays to fill in that space. I've seen Andrea from Scribble Prints Co. do that before. She just fills that top space with glitter overlay, basically. The full washi overlays. And yeah, so this week was a big week, a stressful week. This past weekend, so I'm filming this voiceover on Monday, the day that this video will go up. On Saturday, this past Saturday, we got our AC unit replaced. We moved in to this house in November of last year, so we moved in the weekend before Thanksgiving. Yeah, we moved in the weekend before Thanksgiving so that we could have the Thanksgiving long weekend the following week to unpack, get settled in, all that stuff. So when we purchased this place, for those of you who don't know, I don't think I've mentioned this before, actually. I do live in a condo. So when we purchased this condo and we had the inspection, the inspector told us that the AC unit was, quote, nearing the end of its usable life, end quote. Which made us both, my husband and I, a little skeptical. We were like, well, if it's nearing the end of its usable life, then why is it still there? Why isn't it being replaced as a, part of us, moving in? Why aren't they replacing it? But I forget why, but we didn't press it, and sure enough, as soon as it was time to turn it on, it got hot enough to need to turn the unit on, it wasn't functioning properly. So we started wanting to turn it on, maybe, it got warm enough, maybe around May-ish, and then it worked okay for a little bit. It would kind of shut off randomly, so we got it serviced, and they claimed that they fixed the issue, that it was just an issue with some water filling some reservoir, and then it automatically tripped the unit to stop working. I don't know. Anyway, so they came out and claimed to fix it, and then the unit worked again fine for maybe a week or a couple days or so, and then it stopped working again. And it just never worked after that. So we had been living without AC on the top floor of our condo building, mind you. I love our condo, don't get me wrong. It is beautiful. I love almost everything about it. It has a ton of natural light, super high ceilings. We live on the top floor, so that is a bonus. However, living on the top floor with high ceilings in the middle of the summer means that all of the heat from down below rises to our unit and makes it even hotter. And all of the windows, even though I love them so much because we get all that beautiful natural light, adds more heat to the unit. So we were struggling from about, let's say mid-May, early June until, this past Friday, the day before we got the unit fixed. Replaced. We didn't even want them to fix it. We just wanted them to replace it because we knew that it wasn't going to be functioning properly. We knew it needed to be replaced. The inspector had told us that it needed to be replaced. So we were like, let's just replace it. So it was a whole saga of, trying to, get the parts that we needed at a decent price and get the work done at a decent price, and the additional added saga of informing and working with our building to, get the appropriate approvals to change the unit, because you need approval if you're doing work that affects the external portions of the building, and there would be external work needed. So, going along with that, the other hiccup with all this is that with the external work, it is impossible to, for some reason, get to the roof of our building. Okay, there's no roof access. That's the first problem. However, even if they could access the roof, they would then need to get down a certain distance to get to the level of our unit, the grill thing, whatever, that connects to our AC unit where the hot air comes out, that kind of thing. So, what they had to do is put a ladder, okay, a crazy long ladder on the ground level, on the ground, and then lean it up against the building and some poor workman had to climb up this ladder, leaning against our building, up 4 stories to our, the grill that attached to our AC unit on the side of the building. He had to climb up a 50-foot ladder. Oh my gosh, just thinking about it makes me so nervous. Yeah, it was absolutely terrifying watching this poor man climb up the side of our building up a 50-foot ladder. And I spoke with the building management beforehand when we realized that this was part of the issue, saying, well, are there any safety precautions in place? Are there any, is there a harness we can give this guy? And they're like, nope, you pretty much just stand at the bottom of the ladder and keep your cell phone on hand in case you need to call 911. And I'm like, oh my gracious, that is terrifying. So, while this poor man is climbing up this ladder, oh, and by the way, he had to do this twice. He had to go up and down this ladder twice to unseal the grill so that it could be replaced, and then to reseal it. So, yeah. So, while he was up there, he climbed up. I was watching from from our dining room window, and I was literally like level with him. If I'm looking out the window, I'm literally level with this guy, trying not to make any noise so I don't startle him and something bad happens. And my husband is standing at the ground level looking up. So we're seeing it from both vantage points, and both like just poised and ready to call 911 if we need to. And oh my gosh, it was absolutely terrifying. But the worst part was the ladder that we had wasn't long enough. So what did they do? They somehow lashed together, jimmied together, two separate ladders. Okay, so if one ladder leaning up against the building with a person climbing up it that's trying to get up 50 feet isn't stable enough, imagine two ladders lashed together somehow. That's even less stable. And from what my husband told me, the whole thing was just like shaking the whole time that this poor man was up on this ladder, unsealing and then resealing the grill on our AC unit. Oh my goodness, it was absolutely terrifying. And I have enough anxiety as it is about, like people in our space, like doing work, and just like, it was just like, oh my gosh, it just stresses me out having things like, I don't know, like having like work in progress and having, like messes, and having people like cut, not messes, but like cut holes in my wall. I'm like, that's my wall, don't cut a hole in it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's like stressful enough for me. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that. But on top of that, having this guy go up this crazy ladder and having to watch the whole thing and potentially bear witness to a catastrophe is just, oh my gosh, I just could not handle it. So we got through that, everything was fine, and they actually, they replaced the unit, and it took, less time than either of us thought it would. So, this sticker that you see me putting down right now is actually, we got the approval from the building on Friday to move forward with the work. So I put that little on top of the world emoji from the freebie from the Coffee Monsters code to mark that I was feeling on top of the world, super happy that we got the approval to do the work on Saturday. Yeah, so needless to say, Saturday was very stressful. I was very anxious most of the day, but the positive thing really was the support that I had from my husband and my mom, like, throughout the day. I was just really anxious about the whole thing, and my husband could tell, so he was like, unless I really need you, just go in our room, close the door, like, just chill out, watch YouTube, do whatever you want to do, and, like, I'll come get you if I absolutely need you. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're the best person in the whole world, because he could see that it was just, the whole endeavor was just stressing me out way too much. So shout out to my husband. I have the best husband in the whole world for supporting me on that. And he like brought me lunch, and it was just, I really appreciate him for doing that for me while the workmen were here, and for dealing with me and my anxiety. So not dealing with me, but for helping me with my anxiety. Again, if anyone can relate, please put a positive message in the comments, and we can chat about the stress of workmen and house projects and things. So if anyone feels me, feel free to sound off in the comments. Also, I am just extremely grateful to my mom. She's always been my rock. She always will be. She always is. And she was just so supportive of me all day. She has her own job. She's a therapist, so she has her own, stuff that she's doing. She has her own clients to see and everything, but she was just, like, there for me all day. Like, between clients and stuff, and between, tasks she was doing for her own job, because she, does some work on weekends. She was on FaceTime with me. She was, talking to me on the phone, and just really supporting me through the whole day, which I am so grateful for. And you're going to see that come up on Saturday. I used a half box to mark that I was grateful for the emotional support of my husband and my mom, and that day especially, because there was just a lot of anxiety. Let's see, so we got through that, and then we were just exhausted, so we went to bed early. We didn't even bother cooking. We just ordered dinner and went to bed early. Watched Parks and Rec, and just turned in early and got a lot of sleep. And then Sunday, we didn't do anything. We slept in late. I, had my coffee in bed. I actually posted a picture on the Coffee Monsters Co. Facebook group. I was enjoying my coffee and watching old school Helen Plan With Me videos. Shout out to Helen if you're watching. You're probably not, but although maybe she is, I don't know. She has been really sweet and commenting on my posts, some of my posts that I've been putting in the Coffee Monsters Co. Facebook group, so maybe she is. I don't know. Helen, shout out to you if you're watching. I love your stuff and can't wait for your birthday sale on Thursday. Yay! And then I'm just marking in the things that I was grateful for the remainder of the week. The approval for the AC install itself, and having a day to kind of relax on Sunday. And my favorite moment of the week was definitely having the AC install finished. Here I'm just putting in a piece of washi from the side washi add-on to mark in the AC install day. I'm also covering that up with an overlay from the foil binder bundle, as well as a house icon from that same bundle. And then I'm using a strip of washi with I think that emoji is from the Fatigued page, but I thought it was appropriate to mark being hot and anxious with no AC and also being anxious, so I thought it was fitting. The anxious script is from Kinsey's Creations, I think. And this is what I was talking about before, where I marked that I was grateful for both my husband and my mom on this day for supporting me in my anxiety throughout the day. And immediately after the workmen left, my husband and I tag teamed and cleaned the whole house. I think a lot of you will know, maybe if you've been through any renovation projects, there's just dust and things because they did need to, cut into the drywall to get to some parts of our unit. So we did some cleaning and just some general disinfecting, with things going on with COVID, like, the guys were in our house, so we just wanted to make sure that things were nice and clean and sanitized. So then I said we ordered dinner, and we also watched the movie 100-Foot Journey this night, just to kind of unwind. It's just sort of an easy watch for the most part, so We just enjoyed that on Saturday evening. And on Sunday, like I said, we had a pretty lazy day, so I marked in morning coffee. And I thought that the Coffee Monsters Go icon was appropriate because I watched a bunch of old Helen videos. And then I just caught up on some things around the house, like dishes and laundry. We also had our groceries delivered this day. The laundry time, morning coffee, and grocery shop scripts are all from the kit. And I pulled in the movie marquee to mark in watching the F1 race that was on. My husband is really into F1. And we also watched Hamilton on this day. And we had lunch with my mom over FaceTime, as we do most Sundays. And what else? Oh, and I trimmed and just sort of put my nails together this day. And that is everything for this crazy week. Peace, love, and happy planning, everyone. Bye-bye.